Howdy, my name is Andria Dugas. I'm here at Discovery Green, and I'm here to teach you a yoga class. With my husband, Andrew, we own a studio called Yoga Better. I have 4 beautiful children. I love teaching yoga, and I'm here so that you'll feel better. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to start with our feet hip width and parallel, and add an arm swing. So nice, smooth, deep breaths. If you hear me say take a breath for the duration of this class, what I'm talking about is your inhale. How deeply can you inhale? You exhale like a sigh, trying to reach the head away from the floor. And now you keep swinging your arms. We're going to shift weight over to the left leg and set the right foot on top for balance. So if you have the foot in front of the shin and the right knee out, you can actually use the foot of your right for a kickstand to help you balance. But we're really trying to get as much time possible, at least a minute, balanced on one leg. Can you straighten the left leg? Each swing of the arms, you're somehow relaxing the shoulders a little bit more down, away from the ears. Be mindful of any robot arms. Beep, boop, bop. We don't want any of that. Nice and relaxed. Let's go ahead and take 2 more breaths. Try to inhale for 4 of these arm swings. Last breath. Now, you keep swinging the arms. We're going to do a little tango move here. Right leg is going to come around behind the left. You're going to pick up the left heel, set the right foot down, and then voila, you are now on your right foot. Still swinging your arms. Seeing how tall you can be. So if you're alive today, you are probably friends with stress to some level. And what that means is that you probably catch yourself with your shoulders up by your ears from time to time. And this nice simple arm swing really helps to get the shoulders down. Keep swinging the arms. Take 2 more breaths. Same depth as last time. Try to inhale for 4 arm swings. Last breath. So nice. Now you relax your arms. We're going to come back to feet hip width apart. Take a moment. Go ahead and close your eyes and feel the difference in your hands. See if you can tell that you have better circulation. Feel your feet on the floor. And now you open your eyes. We're going to slide the heels out, the toes point in. Go ahead and catch your arms behind your back. Turn the upper body to the left. You look over your left shoulder. We call this golfer stretch. So my left leg stays straight. I didn't change the orientation of my feet. And now you're going to keep the body somehow upright, but we're going to lift the right heel. How you lift the right heel? It's not by bending the right knee. You pick the right hip up higher than the left hip, and then see if you can turn a little bit further. You should feel something happening, some mysteriousness happening in this left hip. So good. Now you're going to keep this left leg straight. Don't change anything in the right hip. Just pick up the toes of your right foot. You might just untwist, just like I just did. Your job is to fight it as best as you can. Can you keep looking over the right shoulder, left shoulder that is? Ooh, fight for it. It's okay if you're wobbly. 1 more breath. 3, 2, and you relax the left leg. Give it a good old shake out. Very nice. And then we come back. Toes point in, heels are out. We're going to do a little wiggle. Side to side, shift the hips. You know, you might be someone who sits a lot, might be called a professional chair sitter, if you're being honest. And so what that means is that you're sitting on your buns, and when you sit or you put pressure on a muscle, it turns off. So all we're doing, so you keep the hips right where they are, just for a moment, close your eyes, see if you can feel the difference between your left and right hip. And now you open your eyes, we're going to turn the upper body. Turn the pelvis, try to look over your right shoulder. So we're working your hips in a direction they're probably not used to being in, and you'll notice that left and right feel quite different. So this hour is for you to get connected to your body, to breathe. And now when you're ready, you go ahead and pick up the left heel. See if you can turn the upper body even more. Now for most of us, this is going to be the worst side for balancing. So we start to lighten the toes of the left foot, trying not to let the left knee bend or swing out. You keep it pretty much under your hips. Try to keep the twistiness. Oh, that right foot should be talking. Right hip. Deep breath. 3, 2, fight for it. Oh, no. 1, you set the left leg down. Shake it out. Go ahead and let the arms go. Do a little walkabout. Feel your legs. You can stay in your rectangle of safety. Maybe do a little infinity sign. That's always fun. And now you come back to center. We're going to catch the arms behind the back. Try to slide the shoulder blades. We're trying to get the shoulder blades down the back. See if you can puff your chest up between your arms. Very good. And we tick-tock. Ooh. Side to side. Feeling the differences between the left and the right side. And then you come back up to center. Left arm is going to stay behind the back. You take your right arm up and over, catch the left ear, and we lean the head over to the right. Now, I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure in my right hand. I'm not forcing the head down. It's a very gentle stretch. When you did it, you may have started to slouch and lean forward. And if you want to look more like this, then you can go ahead and do that. Chances are you're good at this already, and we're trying to get better at posture. So when you lean the head to the right, see if you can arch your chest up. Try not to let the head come forward. You're breathing into the left side of your neck. See if you can keep the right shoulder down as well. You're welcome to close your eyes. One more breath. And now lean the head back a little bit. See if you can change where you're feeling the majority of sensation in the neck as you're breathing. Really trying to fill up this left side of your neck with oxygen. Wonderful. Now you're going to help with the right hand. You help your head up. Relax both arms. Feel your neck. That feels different, doesn't it? And now we catch the right arm behind the back. Left arm comes, whoa. Left arm comes up and over, and we lean the head over to the left. Get both shoulders down. Press your hips back over your heels, because you got 2 of them. And try to reach the right elbow towards the ground. Left shoulder still pulling away from the ears. Feel free to close your eyes. And now you lean the head back a little bit. Notice what happens the second you do that. If at any moment you feel concerned or unsure, just help your head back up. You come out, check your neck out. Neck is a source of so much tension. If you have a tight neck, if your shoulders are up, you're inhibiting blood flow to your hands. And then everything works less well. One more breath. And then we slide the hand behind the head. You help your head up. Whee! Shake the arms out. Nice. Tick-tock your head. Turn left and right. Feel what you just did there. Very good. All right. Feet are hip width apart. By hip width, what I mean is feet are mat width apart. Look down at your feet for a moment and make sure they're parallel. Now, I want you to know that anything that I tell you specifically like this isn't just for fun. It's actually for safety. So if I know where your feet are pointing, I know where your knees are pointing, and we can keep your knees safer. So with the feet parallel, I can practice pressing the knees apart. So we're going to start with catching the hands just above the knees on the thighs. I want you to super drape the belly between the legs. Straighten the arms, get the shoulders down. So we've created this sort of shelf on your back. It's a back shelf. Some people have bookshelves. You currently have a back shelf. If we had a block, we might put a block on your back shelf. All right, so this is the setup. And if you look at my back, where your shirt crinkles are tell you which joint is shorter. You should have very few shirt crinkles along the front of the body and lots of them along the back of the body. And this is, especially if you have back pain or you want to avoid it, this is what you want to get really, really good at. So one more breath here. And your job is to keep that length along the front of the body. We're going to set the elbows on the thighs. So the hips are pretty high for now. Knees are bent. Now you press the knees apart. Can you get the knees to the outside of the pinky toes? Sink the hips a little bit lower. Arch your chest a little bit upper. And now we're going to do what we call quad burners. If you've never met quadriceps, that is this muscle right here. Pretty much that muscle is the drama queen of your body. A lot of stuff to say when things get hard. So your job is just to make sure you're breathing. In the beginning, take breaks. The better you get at this, the more complaining you can sort of withstand. Up and down with the hips. I want you to see if you can keep your head and chest in roughly the same position as the hips go up and down. And the question is, do you ever feel like this when you're sitting in your chair? The answer is, Maybe right before you get up. Shift weight back in the heels, you pick your toesies up. Let's go ahead and do 10 more. Trying to inhale super duper a whole lot. Last one. Keep your elbows on the knees, but now we're going to not straighten the legs, but you're going to pick the hips up high, and we're going to relax the weight of your head off your spine. So the hips are holding the spine above you as the head hangs off the neck. We're trying to create traction in your back. If you imagine a slinky, try to breathe all the way down to the waist, into the belly. Let's go ahead and take 2 more breaths right here. If you don't feel a whole lot, just be glad you're not doing those quad burners anymore. One more breath. But if you weren't glad and you were sort of sad because you wanted to do more, today's your lucky day. Slide the shoulders down, you arch up, sink the hips low, press the knees out. Now you imagine you're trying to rip the mat in two between your feet. So my feet are obviously not moving, but I'm trying to slide the mat in two. Belly drapes between the thighs. Shoulders stay down, but now you take your arms forward. And with the arms reaching forward, you reach the hips back. Whoa. How about 5 more breaths? Each inhale, you're fighting to open up the rib cage, open up the throat, keep the throat open, never holding your breath. Exhale like a sigh. Here we go. One more breath. And then all the way down to hands and knees we go. So you're on hands and knees now. Give your hips a little wiggle. So there's a couple ways you can wiggle the hips. But we're going to try this, my favorite, basically. So you can wiggle the hips, or you can wiggle the upper body. I want you to see if you can take the right shoulder and the right hip together. So it's like you're making a C with the right side. And then you switch. Left shoulder to left hip. We call this very happy doggy. Your hip joints really love all these simple little movements. Awesome. Now we come back to center. When I say knuckles, what I mean by knuckles is this part of your hand. So we're going to start with our hands as wide as the mat, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You slide the shoulder blades down away from your ears, and we're going to do our knuckle push-ups. So I don't move my fingers even a little bit. My fingertips are almost super glued to their spot. We alternate picking up the base of the palm. One and then the other. Arms stay straight, so I'm not doing this movement with my shoulder. My shoulders are somehow staying locked and loaded. Very good. If that's going well for you, you can try both at the same time. So both palms up at the same time. It is a very beautiful sunny day here at Discovery Green. The wind's blowing. Got a few people laughing and playing. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. If this is hard for you, you're not alone, I promise. Perfect. Set the palms down. Now you're going to curl your toes under. Now, normally what we think of when we think down dog is to dive the head and chest. Notice where your head and shoulders are relative to the rest of your body. Your job is to basically keep your head there. Curl the toes under, knees stay bent, and we come into this variation of down dog. And what's really nice about this is it's harder. And so if I let my body weight just hang looking at my knees, there's nothing wrong with that. But this actually takes a different kind of work. And I want you to be really good at expressing strength through your arms, especially if you're working on handstands and all that kind of stuff. Down dog is an excellent way to start training yourself for that. Check out your arms. Are they straight? Can you straighten your arms while keeping the shoulders down? Now you crush that index knuckle into the floor. Try to lighten the base of your palm. If this is plenty for you, you stay right here. Otherwise, you can try our little knuckle push-ups in down dog. Again, nothing's moving in my shoulders. My shoulders are staying basically in the same place. Beautiful. If that's going well for you, you can try both palms at the same time. Oh, no. So hard. Last one. Very good. Hands touch down. Knees touch down. Let's go ahead and come all the way down to elbows. Make a fist. You roll your wrists. Shake the hands out. Fold the hands in, and we're going to come into a variation of child's pose. So you make a nice little hand or forearm pillow with the arms. I have the hips high. And what's nice about the hips being high is I can actually drape my belly towards the floor. This is what your back is dying for all day. If you imagine what you look like, sitting in your car, sitting on your couch or at your desk, it is not like this. Each inhale, we're still breathing deeply. Each exhale, you relax your belly. You can wiggle the hips. One more breath. And now we slide the elbows under the shoulders. Forearms are parallel. If you were to, when you think about lining up the hand with the forearm, if I was going to shoot a laser out of my hand, I want it to come directly out of the index finger. So just like this. So that means if I rotate the forearm out, my wrist isn't side flexed or deviated one to another. So the wrist and the forearm are in line. So my elbows are narrow, about just inside the shoulder joint. Hands are as wide as they can be without sort of creating crinkles on the outside of your wrist. Curl your toes under and you push all the way up into elbows down dog. Knees are soft. Trying to reach or glide those shoulder blades up towards your hips. Go ahead and shift weight over to the left leg. Just lighten the weight that's on the right leg. Reach that left heel towards the floor for a nice little calf stretch. As you're reaching the left heel down, can you try to pick up your left toes? And now we switch. Right heel reaches down. Reaching that right heel towards the floor. Lighten the weight that's on this left leg. You can slightly bend the knee, the left knee that is. And now you reach right heel down even more. Try to pick up the toes of your right foot. Now alternate. Think 80s aerobics instructor, or alternating reaching the heels to the floor. You could also call it pedaling the heels. I like to picture fluorescent tights and definitely a sweatband. That's fun. Very good. Now you come back to center. Take 3 more breaths here. Focusing on your inhale. Noticing when you tend to give up the inhale, start exhaling. See if you can surf the edges of your inhale. Keep fighting to get oxygen into the lungs. You fight for it. Keep inhaling. And then you exhale like a sigh. One more breath just like that. Sweetly, you go ahead and set down your knees. You're going to walk the legs all the way back. And here we are together in reading pose. If I could give you one thing for the health of your back, it's this pose. So just like we were talking about earlier, your back is in a position it's almost never in. And one of the things you'll find in the Yoga Better practice is that we don't practice balanced. So a lot of disciplines will practice, you do one side then the other, front then the back. We actually don't do that in this practice because you're not balanced throughout the day. And so we can't balance you in a yoga class because that's just going to be creating more of the same. So we actually do all the stuff you're not usually doing. So the shoulders stay down. You're going to walk your elbows and your upper body all the way over to the right. See if you can relax belly towards the floor. Close your eyes. We're looking for a contraction perhaps on the right side of your back. Maybe a stretch on the left. Gravity is very, very seductive. And it sort of really is trying to get your head closer to the floor without you even knowing it. So the second you catch yourself doing that, just chuckle a little bit. Don't take any of this too seriously. Get your head back up. There is work happening in your shoulder joint right now. Very important work. Very good. Now we're going to mosey on over. Doop, doo, doop, doo, doo. All the way over to the left side. Elbows are still under the shoulders. I've taken my upper body with me. So now I've lengthened right side of abdomen. Left side is short. Close your eyes. Notice what it feels like to breathe here. Last breath. And we come back to the center. Hands are right in front of you. Same position. Push down through the elbows. Grip your hands into the mat. Try to slide the lower body forward as the head and shoulders reach back. We're looking for back contraction. Deep breaths. Keep pulling with the hands. Now, without letting the shoulders come up, you pick your elbows up 1 inch. Oh, you can do it. Keep pulling with the hands. Keep those shoulders down. You're breathing. 3, 2, and now it's time for the best yoga pose ever, aka nap pose. You fold your hands underneath your head. Make a nice little pillow. Rest your head down on it. And then you breathe, scan your body. Noticing any details. Really exploring what your body feels like today. All the postures we did up until this moment really are setting us up for the best possible experience here. You're better neurologically connected to all your muscles. You're more in your body. You can actually feel better. If I were to make a mold of you, a concrete mold, or, any kind of material, clay, that's the word I was looking for, a clay model of you, and we stood it upright, you would be on your tippy toes and your head would be behind your hips. And what's so nice about the best yoga pose ever, aka nap pose, is that you can really relax safely here. Try to breathe all the way down to your belly. Each inhale, you expand the body with your oxygen. And each exhale, you give all that up. Relax your body into the floor. If you fall asleep, yay, high five. If you can fall asleep in a yoga class, that's a good yoga class. That means you're able to turn off your stress response sufficiently that you could actually rest your body. It's so good. One more breath. And then you slide the elbows under your shoulders again, and back in reading pose we are. Tick-tock your head. And now we're going to move into a twist. So my left forearm is going to turn to the right about 45 degrees, and I'm going to shift all the way over to my left side. So now I have a top leg and a bottom leg. My top leg is going to bend and come back behind me. This bottom leg is going to slide on up. So now my left thigh is parallel with the front edge of my mat. And then I take both of my elbows down to the floor. Now, if you can't quite get this right elbow down, no big deal. Just do the best you can. We're still doing the same process we've been doing the whole class. We're trying to fight for a natural curve in the back. And then you go ahead and try to walk your elbows over to the left. So we open up the twist a little bit further. Close your eyes. And we'll breathe together here. So you take a normal inhale, feel the rib cage open up, and then you exhale completely. So we're getting all oxygen out of the lungs, all the molecules. Keep exhaling, even more. Exhale a little bit more exhaling, then slowly, like you've sprung a leak, you start to inhale. When you get to the top of what you would normally, or where you would normally stop, you keep inhaling, keep that throat open, don't hold your breath, keep inhaling, we're almost there. 2, 1, exhale. All oxygen out of the lungs, keep exhaling, more, a little bit more, even more, and then slowly start to inhale. Inhale even more. Keep inhaling. And then you exhale. With your eyes closed, see if you can recreate that way of breathing on your own. Notice if it feels easier to be in this twist. And then we slide the hands under the shoulders. Left arm is straight. Try to look over the left shoulder, relaxing the belly. One more breath. And then we untwist. Now you're going to face away from me momentarily. Feet are as wide as your mat. Hands are wide. You arch your chest up, and we're going to tick-tock the knees just a couple times. The next time your knees get to the right, you're going to keep them there, and we walk the arms all the way around for second side twist. So both forearms are on the floor. Elbows walk over to the right a little bit more, so we open up this twist. Noticing if there's any sort of judgment or assessment of how you're doing right now or how this should feel versus how it does feel. All those sort of opinions and judgments are very, very helpful. But not all the time. So right now, can you set that aside and just experience your body? Feel what it's like to inhale. And now we'll breathe together on this side. So you take a normal inhale, exhale, and you empty the lungs. You keep exhaling, even more, a little bit more. Keep exhaling, and slowly you start to inhale. Keep inhaling, open the throat, keep inhaling. 3, 2, 1, and then you exhale. Keep exhaling. Even more, keep exhaling, and then slowly you inhale. Keep going, you got this. Keep inhaling. 3, 2, 1. And now on your own, for 1 or 2 breaths, try to take those same inhales, meaning that they're deep and full. Hands slide underneath the shoulders. Push down through this right arm. You look over your right shoulder. See if you can see your left foot behind you. And it really seems like that is not your left foot. It seems like it's your right foot, but it's totally not. Unless you're doing the opposite side, then, you know. Or if you have 2 left feet. I know there's some of you out there. Push down through this right arm a little bit more. Arch up. One more breath. Wonderful. Now, instead of twisting around to the back of your mat, you're going to swing your legs forward. Take your arms pretty far back behind you. Same idea. We're trying to untuck the shirt by arching the chest up. Bend the knees, feet come to flat. Go ahead and tick-tock the knees side to side. If your wrists bother you from this, you're probably not using your hands, so try to crush the fingertips, the index knuckles into the mat. Use your hands as you do this. Very good. Right leg comes out to straight. We're going to cross the left leg over right, sort of a masculine cross. Make sure that the foot is not on the legs. It's training a sprained ankle, so the foot is just beyond the thigh. And then you're going to slide your right foot to flat. If you can't quite slide the right foot to flat, just keep the leg straight. You're still going to get benefit from this. Now, if you feel too sort of squished up next to your legs, see if you can walk the arms back. The ticket is how much can you arch your chest up. And now you press this left knee away from your body, gripping with your fingertips, not ignoring your body. And now you keep that left knee pressing to the left. We're going to tick-tock the right knee side to side. Just a little bitty tick-tock. Very good. Come back to center. Both legs come out to straight. Shake the legs out a little bit. Very good. Now we do second side. So right leg's going to cross over left. We slide that left foot to flat. Walk your hands back if you need to. Arch up. Press the right knee away. One of the things we have done with Yoga Better is we've defined what yoga is. And how we've defined yoga is the practice of feeling your body. So if you're feeling your body, you're doing yoga. If you're not feeling your body, well, that's where we get into you're not doing yoga in this practice, in this style. So how much attention can you keep on your body as you're going from posture to posture? Tick-tock this left knee side to side. It's not very easy. And so we want to get real good at it. Whenever you're not paying attention, that's where we get into injuries, the kind of things that are just unnecessary and not worth it. Because if you get injured today, you're set up to be as bad as you are today a year from now. Or as good as you are now a year from now. There we go. And you want to get better. That's why you're here. Legs come back to the center, all the way out to straight. One more time, you shake the legs out. Wiggle your toes. And then we're going to lie all the way down on your back. Very nice. So I'm going to turn myself around so y'all can see me better. You're going to take your legs up to the sky, wiggle the toes, take your hands up, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists and ankles. We call this the second best yoga pose ever. It's really nice if you just let your feet rest on a wall. And this is really great for the circulation to your feet and the legs. Give a little splishy splashy. So this movement comes from the knees. Feet are relaxed, ankles are relaxed. You can shake the hands out. The calves should be flappity flapping. Very good. Roll the ankles one more time. Awesome. And now you set your feet on the floor. Arms are down by your side. We're going to come into ramp pose. So you push down through the heels, pick your hips up. So normally this is called bridge, but I think we can agree that a bridge this is not. So we call it ramp. It's perfect for a Hot Wheel. It really is. See if you can get the hips up even higher. So there are two ways we can push through the heels. We can push through the heels and the head pushes away from the feet, or you can push through the heels and the hips go straight up. I want the second one. Can you get the hips up? Arms are relaxed. There's no pressure in the head or shoulders. Squeeze your buns. Relax your face. Everybody takes thumbs up, poking your bottom. See if you can feel your buns are on. If you can't feel they're on, consider squeezing them a little tighter. Trying to get you very connected to your buns. Very important for walking. And and doing quad burners. You can get the hips up a little bit higher. Relax your face, your shoulders. Imagine I'm pushing down on your hips and you're having to push back on my hands. So there's weight on your hips. You're trying to hold up. Don't give up. Class is almost over. One more breath. Now, if you are comfortable doing a back bend, now is where you'll do it. And you'll do a back bend without letting the hips come down. So from the hips up, you push into a back bend. If you're working on back bends but you can't quite get up, just make sure you don't push the back of your head into the floor. You want to get onto the top of your head. Otherwise, you stay in ramp pose. Everybody else, you take your hands deep under the shoulders and as wide as a mat. If you've never tried this hand position, it actually makes it much easier to get into a back bend. So deep under your shoulders, as wide as the mat, and you squeeze your elbows together without letting the hips come down. You then push up into a back bend. Wonderful. You get the hips a little bit higher. Deep breath. One more inhale. And then slowly you come down. Walk the legs out to straight. Relax your arms. Close your eyes. Enjoy all that work you just did. Chances are, at one point or another during your day, you deal with stress. And especially given what we're all dealing with today, globally, stress is sort of a part of it. And by itself, not a big deal. Stress is actually very helpful in many ways. But when we get into a problem when you don't sort of turn the spigot off, when you don't learn how to stop stress. And so your superpower that you have in dealing with stressful situations, catching yourself stressed when you don't know that's what's happening, is your breath. If you're holding your breath, if your shoulders are up to your ears, it's a good chance you're dealing with some of that. So you take a deep inhale. Noticing anywhere in the body that you're gripping, holding on to life. I promise it's going to be there after class. You can pick it right up, but for now, can you let it go? Relax your jaw, your forehead. You feel your neck and your throat. Can you breathe all the way down to the arms, to your fingers? Relax your belly. Feel the thighs on the floor, your calves all the way to your toes. Now, if you're at home, you're welcome to just stay right here. Enjoy the rest of your nap. If you're still with me, go ahead and start to wiggle the fingers and toes, roll the wrists and ankles. Slow and easy, start waking up your body. Bend the knees, feet come to flat. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Arms come straight through overhead. Roller coaster style, you tick-tock the knees. Stretch. Yay. You did it. And then you pick a side. You're going to roll all the way over, come up to seated. Go ahead and cross your legs. If you have a pillow that you can sit on, if you have a block you can sit on, I recommend doing that. We want to get really good at challenging and being able to get up and down off the floor. That's actually one of our promises, is that you do this practice. Our goal for everybody is that you're able to get up and down off the floor and play with your great grandchildren. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. How tall can you be as you sit here? And if you haven't taken a moment recently to thank yourself for the kind of person you are, that you would take time out of your day to do a yoga class, it makes such a difference. Thank you for doing that. There's no other way for you to be than exactly how you are. And it's so wonderful that we got to do this practice together today. Just a couple more breaths. Trying to find a spot where your head is perfectly balanced over the rest of your body. Feel the coolness of the air as you inhale. Wonderful. Go ahead and open your eyes and slowly make your way all the way to standing. Once you get up, you go ahead and tick-tock the head, especially if you tend to get lightheaded from sitting to standing. That's very, very normal. This little tick-tock really helps with regulating and combating any kind of lightheadedness. And now for our postural reset, we call bad waiter. So this movement right here is called supination of the forearm. So you imagine that you have 2 bowls of soup that you don't like too much. You're going to get rid of them. 2 bowls of soup in your hands. Try to point your thumbs to the floor. Trying to pour the soup out. And it's called bad waiter because it's not a very efficient way to pour a bowl of soup out. So you decide you're going to reach the wrists apart. So we reach the wrists apart. My elbows are still close to my side as I'm trying to get the soup out of the bowl. Well, that's still not working. So now you kick the elbows forward. Oh, there we go. We got more of the soup out of the bowl. Now see if you can get the shoulders down. Press the hips back over the heels. How tall can you be? Fill up the lungs with oxygen as you inhale. Feel the work of the shoulders trying to get down away from the ears. One more breath. And as you exhale, relax your arms, close your eyes. Check back in with your body. Feel the difference. Again, thank you so much for your hard work, for your time and attention. I don't take it lightly that you would spend your precious time with me. If you have any questions, let us know. Again, my name is Andria. I'm with Yoga Better, and I'm here at Discovery Green. Thank you so much for making it available for me to teach here. It's such an honor. Self high fives. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hello, my name is Lori. I am the programming coordinator here at Discovery Green. In addition to caring for this vibrant green space in the heart of downtown, the Discovery Green Conservancy's mission is to provide a window to the talents and traditions of Houston. Circumstances are forcing the Conservancy to come up with creative solutions for keeping Houstonians connected. Please join us in creating this virtual community together by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. The Discovery Green Conservancy is committed to keeping the park safe and healthy for everyone. Please check back at discoverygreen.com/FAQ for more information, or sign up for the newsletter at discoverygreen.com/newsletter. The Discovery Green Conservancy is a nonprofit charitable organization. We depend on your generosity to hold free events and keep the park uncommonly beautiful. Please consider becoming a member at discoverygreen.com/membership. When the park opens back up for programming, Discovery Green members get special benefits during Toddler Tuesday story times, including the ability to skip the line. We hope to see you soon at Discovery Green. Please be safe and stay healthy.